The class pet, students learned to care for a little rabbit. It was a bright Monday morning, and the classroom felt full of excitement. The teacher, Ms. Green, walked in with a big box in her arms. The students looked at the box with curious eyes. They whispered to each other, wondering what could be inside. Some thought it might be books, others thought it might be a new game. Ms. Green smiled and said, "Today we have something very special for our class. Inside this box is our new class pet." The children gasped and leaned forward. Slowly, Ms. Green opened the box. Inside was a small white rabbit with soft fur and long ears. The rabbit twitched its nose and looked around with wide brown eyes. The students said all together, and their faces were full of joy. Ms. Green gently lifted the rabbit out of the box and held it in her arms. "This is Snowy," she said. "Snowy will live with us in the classroom, but we all must take care of him together. A pet is not a toy. A pet needs love, food, water, and a clean home." The students listened carefully. They felt happy and also a little nervous. Caring for a rabbit sounded fun, but also a big responsibility. Ms. Green explained the rules. "We will make a care schedule. Every day, 2 students will feed Snowy, give him water, and clean his cage. We must all be gentle with him and respect him. Snowy is small, and he trusts us. If we are kind, he will feel safe." The first 2 students to take care of Snowy were Emma and Tom. Emma gave him some carrots, and Snowy started to nibble them quickly. Tom filled the little bowl with fresh water. They laughed softly as Snowy's whiskers moved while he ate. Later, they cleaned his cage and put soft hay inside. They felt proud when Ms. Green said, "Good job. Snowy looks happy." As the days went by, more students had their turn. Some students brushed Snowy's fur, some students cut small pieces of vegetables for him, and some students swept the floor near his cage. At first, a few children were a little scared to touch him. His quick movements made them nervous. But soon they learned that Snowy was gentle. He liked quiet voices and slow hands. When they were calm, he came closer and let them pet him. Snowy brought something new to the class. The students started working together more. If one student forgot to give Snowy food, another student reminded them. If someone was busy, a friend offered to help. The children felt more like a team. They also learned to be patient. Snowy sometimes hid in the corner of his cage. The students wanted to play with him, but they had to wait until he felt ready. They discovered that animals also have feelings, just like people. One Friday afternoon, something happened. The class was busy making drawings when they heard a small noise. Snowy's cage door was open, and Snowy was not inside. The children stood up quickly and looked around. "Snowy, where are you?" they called softly. Some students felt worried, some felt scared, and a few felt guilty because they had forgotten to close the door. Ms. Green stayed calm and said, "Let's not shout. Let's look carefully and move slowly." The class split into groups and searched. Finally, Emma saw Snowy hiding under a bookshelf. She bent down slowly, held out her hand, and whispered, "It's okay, Snowy. Come here." The rabbit sniffed her fingers and then hopped into her arms. Everyone sighed with relief, and some students even clapped. Snowy was safe again. Ms. Green said kindly, "This shows us why it is important to be careful. Caring for a pet means paying attention. Snowy depends on us." After that day, the children were even more responsible. They checked the cage door twice every time. They also wrote reminders on the board: "Feed Snowy, give water, close the cage." They felt proud because they were learning not only English and math, but also kindness and responsibility. The weeks passed, and Snowy became a real part of the class. The students drew pictures of him, wrote small stories about him, and even made a song that said, "Snowy is our friend." When Snowy hopped around during playtime, everyone laughed and felt joy. At the end of the school year, Ms. Green asked, "What have we learned from Snowy?" The children raised their hands and shared their answers. Emma said, "I learned to be patient." Tom said, "I learned to help my friends." Another student said, "I learned that animals have feelings too." Ms. Green nodded with a warm smile. "Yes," she said, "Snowy taught us more than we expected. He showed us how to care, how to share, and how to be gentle." Snowy twitched his nose as if he understood. The classroom felt warm and full of love. The students knew that even a little rabbit could teach big lessons. And from that day, they carried the memory of Snowy in their hearts, not just as a class pet, but as a small friend who helped them grow.